that word efficacy really means. And I got bamboozled with responses that weren't necessarily correct. So I found myself needing to study this word, find out what it really means, and respond to them with absolute perfection. And this is what I looked up, and this is what I found. I found that efficacy is to provide a predetermined or desired outcome or result. That's it. That's what that word means. A predetermined desired outcome or result. Now your product provides that, yes? But my question to you guys today is, if we're to win, what is your predetermined desired outcome or result? What does the desired outcome or result look like for you and in your business and in your day job? We're talking about winning, we're talking about that area of success. And when I look to study success, there is a world that I understand more than most. Because this is where our clues for success come from. They come from the world of sport. Success leaves clues, and when I've been finding myself studying success, I once got invited to interview somebody who I would see as being the best of the best of the best of what the whole world has to offer in a sporting platform, and it's an Olympian. A guy by the name of Usain Bolt. Now, Usain Bolt is an Olympian, the most decorated track athlete of all time. And in the interview with Usain Bolt, I got the privilege of asking a question. The question I got to ask is, I said, tell me this. Tell me, you know when you're on the start line on the blocks, where it really matters? What are you thinking? What's going through your mind at that moment in time? What is the precise or exact thought in that moment? And you know what he said? He looked up, right, with this great smile. If any of you know him, the smile is like infectious. He says, you want to know what I'm thinking? He says, I'm thinking, why did these guys bother turning up? See, that level of confidence just south of arrogant, that belief that you know that you got this, is something that goes on to serve some of the most successful sports stars on the planet. But in our world, it's a little bit different. We need confidence. And in fact, the first sell that needs to happen is the one on yourself. If you do not believe with absolute certainty this is the right product to make a difference in this marketplace, forget it. You may even want to write this down, tattoo it on your skin. I don't mind what you do, but please understand that if you are not convinced, you cannot convince. That is an absolute certainty that you must adopt. See, our world, though, is a little bit different to the sporting world. Winning here looks slightly different. Usain Bolt might be the best of the best of the best of what happens to offer. But when I train rooms full of people, and I invite them to pick a choice on these things, I ask them to decide, would you like to be good at something, better at something, or the best at something? What do you think everybody picks?
The best.
They pick the best. And this is a fundamental problem. See, best isn't the thing that we should be shooting for. I wonder how many times you've told yourself, I tried my best, and known it was a complete pack of lies. You may have even said to somebody else, don't worry, you tried your best. And you're really thinking, come on! There was more you could be doing. See, this shooting for best means that best is a finite position. It is somewhere with no movement attached to it. What else I learned from Usain Bolt was to get to the position of being the best of the best of the best, he never focused on being the best. What he focused on by instead was being better. What happens if you focus on being better? You get up, you focus on being better. What happens is you get up, you focus on being better. One day you wake up surpassing a point in time you once called your best. That's what I want you guys to think about. Where are you right now? How do I get better? My job today, my efficacy, is to help you understand the world of selling more effectively. How you can get better at selling. Yet so many of you are not comfortable with the idea of being a salesperson. I mean, show of hands right now, who said when I grow up, what I'd love to be is a salesperson? It's not one of the most designed career paths from school. And what we think about salespeople is a challenge too. I mean, just think for a second right now, think of some words, some adjectives that would describe a stereotypical salesperson. Good words or bad words? How would you feel if those words were used to describe you? Like, whoa! What if by alternative I ask you not to think about a stereotypical salesperson, but by alternative to think about a professional salesperson? How do the adjectives now change in your mind's eye? I'm guessing you come up with a set of words that are remarkably different. Words that you would love to be used to describe you. Why is it that I change one word, and in your mind you change them all? There is power attached to word choices. There is power and influence attached to the exact same thing that you can say at the exact right time. You are asking people to change the way they do things, change the product they work with. But do people like change? No. My experience is people are kind of uncomfortable with change. I'll prove it to you for a second, guys. Do me a favor, fold your arms. No, not that way, the other way. Woo! It's like you're being hugged by a stranger. It's freaking weird. And that's just changing something effortless. We're asking them to change a day in, day out procedure. What can we do to help people change? Well, what we can do is use words that would help people better get the results they're looking for. Ironically, in the 2 million people that I've helped to better understand the world of sales, those that really get it aren't just those that work hard with endeavor and high performance and give it the best they can. Those that really make it count are the ones that know exactly what to say, when to say it, and how to make it count. They know how the right words at the right time can drive the precise or exact right outcome. I'm a bugger for words. I've studied them like crazy. So much so I wrote this little book about them. It's a little book full of magic words. I'm proud of this book. I'm proud of it for a number of reasons. I'm proud of this little book because it's a bestseller, being translated now into 19 different languages. It's pretty cool. In fact, my little book, it outsold J.K. Rowling. It's kind of cool, right? For one day, on Kindle. We like to take our wins in. Seriously, the biggest reason I'm proud of it, though, is that I learned that salespeople are great at buying books, just not so good at reading them. So I figured if I could write the shortest big book I could, then people would read it, they would apply it, they'd put these things into action. Why am I most proud of it? It's because of the results it helps people achieve. It's a book full of what I call my magic words. And magic words are powerful because they talk straight to the subconscious brain. Subconscious brain is powerful. Why? Because it acts on reflex. It doesn't think, it responds on impulse. So if any of you are thinking what this subconscious brain maybe is, it's that little voice inside your head. The thing that makes decisions for you day in, day out. And if any of you are thinking that you haven't got a little voice inside your head, then it's the little voice telling you you haven't got a little voice. We all have one. We've got to learn to talk to other people so we get more of our own way more often. I have 4 minutes and 4 seconds to give you the best job I can at understanding some simple sequences of words that can impact your bottom line. So let's hit them whip smart, see what we can do to impact your success. Firstly, are you going to find yourself in a situation where what you'd like to do is to suggest a new idea to somebody that perhaps they weren't thinking of? Is that going to happen? Yes or yes? Yes. Figured you'd pick that one. So what you're going to do is find yourself in a situation where you're going to introduce something new. Quick question to you guys first. Who in this room sees themselves as open-minded? I mean, what's the alternative? You're an idiot. That's pick option B, right? See, the whole world likes to see themselves as open-minded. You can use that in language to influence other people. See, if I insert the words open-minded into a conversation, I can turn a 50-50 into a 90-10 in my favor. Same way I got a 90-10 to happen here today. How easy would it be to say, how open-minded would you be to try and plan pick with your next 6 patients? Try to say no to that. No, closed-minded me. You see how stupid you'd be to pick the alternative, but we create the perception of choice. You're also going to face a truckload of resistance here. Tried previous product. This is just the same, but it's pre-mixed, right? So it's going to perform the same way. And we know we're going to get this resistance, we're going to block heads. Don't like locking heads with people, that's bad news. So what if you could find a way of being able to head off an objection at a pass? Your clients, your customers, the HCPs, they're experts. If we treat them like they're not an expert, how do they behave back? So we have to help head this off the past. See, if I use the preface to a question, what do you know about? I get them to do my job for me. What do you know about the differences between Clempic and the previous product we used to use? What do you think they're likely to say? One of 2 outcomes. Either they're going to tell you why your new product is better. That's no bad thing. Or they're going to say, I don't know. Which means you've just gained permission to tell them all of the differences without any objection, without any resistance. So there's two. We also need to understand a little bit about how the brain works. Is that we know that people make decisions, not once, but every decision that's ever been made has been made at least twice. Every decision you've ever done, you made at least once in your mind before you acted on it in reality. The mind works on pictures. We have to see things before we do things. You know that. Have you ever found yourself saying the words, "I couldn't see myself doing that"? It's a physical thing. If you can't see yourself doing something, you're not going to do it. If we can get somebody to see themselves doing something ahead of time, then chances are we can insert pictures in their mind, they're more likely to do the thing. I mean, just imagine. A few months on from now, you're in Ireland, soaking up the view, enjoying what happens. See, when I use the preface of the words, "just imagine," you cannot help but see the thing. Now you've seen the thing, you want the thing more, right? How could you use the words, "just imagine," to get more people to do more of the right kind of things? I got two more sets of words that I think are remarkably useful for you. Firstly, do people make decisions based on emotion or logic?
Emotions.
Kind of trick question. True answer is both, but emotion always comes first. Something has to feel right before it ever makes sense. Let's test it for a second. Who in the room is married or being married? That you asked the question, or had the question asked of you. Is it because the person you were looking at met your multi-point inspection checklist? See, emotion drives decision. It's how we feel at the time. So we can create a future-facing feeling in somebody to drive an outcome in others by creating that future-facing feeling in words. I mean, how would you feel if your patients felt more confident in their prep, which meant they were more likely to move to a coloscopy quicker than they would have done previously? How would you feel if you had the confidence to know that every patient was going to turn up ready because they'd gone through the prep work properly? How would you feel if that were true? See how we can create an anchor to be able to work across. Now, one more set of magic words, something you can use to get people stuck and out of indecision. You ever had a HCP that's like, I kind of like it, think it could work, and you want to tell them what to do? But you can't tell them what to do because that would be rude to tell people what to do, yes? Rude to tell people what to do. What if I can give you a set of words you can use to tell people what to do, but isn't really you telling people what to do, but it means more of them would do it? Would that help, yes or yes?
Yes.
See, we have to use some basic psychology. Basic psychology is that people are a little bit like sheep. We love to follow what other people do. We take great confidence in the fact that people like us have acted in a certain way before us. So if somebody else has done it, it must be a good thing. Hence why we trust reviews on Yelp, yet we ignore the recommendation of our mother-in-law. Right? So we take huge belief in that. Now I can wrap up all of this situation, all of this confidence in the fact that other people have tried before, give people the confidence of many, and tell people what to do, purely by talking in the terms of most people. See, when I say to you, look, what most people would do in those circumstances, do you know what your little voice says? It says, I'm most people. So if that's what most people would do, then that's what I should choose to do. I mean, what most people choose to do is they choose to trial with at least 6 of their patients on any one given day of the week, looking to be able to create a true comparison of Clempic versus their alternative products. That's what most people do, but you do you. You pick. See the power of what can happen with the words most people? Guys, I can talk on this stuff forever, but I've given you 5 sets of words. Think about how they can impact on the success of your efficacy in your role. What were the 5 sets of words that we talked about? We talked about the power of being open-minded. We talked about the preface of the question, what do you know about? Gave the power of the words, just imagine. Used the preposition based on feeling with the preposition, how would you feel if? And then we finished up thinking about most people and what most people would do. So on that note, what I'd kind of say to you guys is, here's what I think most people would do. Is most people from here right now are going to think about how they can use everything they learn here over these next couple of days to think about how they can help more patients win, how they can make more HCPs win, how they can make Clempic win, perhaps even how they can make Ferring win. Yet one more thing is to help understand how it can make you and everybody else in this room to win. Thank you.